Ty, not you, but it seems to me that Kevin Love is underappreciated nationally, maybe by the media. Could you talk about what he gives you other than the numbers that we could all look at?
Well, first of all, he won a championship here, been in 3 straight finals. He's been a big part of what we do, being an all-star, being able to stretch the floor, being able to post guys, and then just rebounding the basketball has been great for us. So, if you think back to when he first came here, he's the one that really had to sacrifice and give himself to the team. And, understanding when we played through LeBron and Kyrie, he had to sacrifice the most. And for him to do that and then win the championship and become the players he's become here has been great. So, I respect him a lot. I know a lot of his teammates do. And, we're going to miss him. He's valuable to what we do on his team. And it's going to be tough, but we just got to pull together and get through it.
Stay on the left side, Chris.
Ty, Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. When you made the switch, the lineup change, and put Tristan Thompson back in the starting lineup, you mentioned that it wasn't about necessarily something you weren't getting from Jae Crowder. Now that he's back in the starting lineup and kind of in Kevin's spot, what do you need more from him with that group?
Well, just help Tristan rebound the basketball. I think starting small, the biggest thing for us is just rebound the ball. But, it can change. It's not going to be, every single night. I think it's going to be matchup driven as far as who starts in that position. But Jay just shooting the basketball, taking the shot with confidence, help rebound the basketball, and he's going to have some tough matchups as far as guarding. So he's used to that. He's capable of doing that. So, we're excited for him to do that.
What was it about this particular matchup that made you want to go
They start
with Jay?
small with James Johnson at the 4.
Dave.
I mean, it was a tough, David Brennan, ESPN, it was a tough injury to, digest in the moment, get a game to play. Is there any sense of, this wasn't a guy blowing out his knee, this wasn't Achilles or something like that, like he had a minor surgery last year, Kevin did, and we were able to kind of weather the storm, and is there any sense of silver lining, like this is actually something we can handle?
It's that we have to handle it. We don't have a choice. But like you said, it's not season ending, so that's the biggest thing. Always knowing that we're gonna get Kevin back, so that's a positive thing. And like you said, it's not Achilles or season ending. So we just got to hold the fort down until he gets back.
Ty, Tony Zarella, Cleveland 19. You've been waiting all year for your entire team to be healthy and to work well together. Even if Kevin comes back in early April, what kind of a challenge is that for you to be back in that position of trying to find the right pieces?
Well, we should be used to it by now. I think going through it all season, it's just been ups and downs as far as injuries and guys being in and out. But it's part of the game. We're not the only team going through that. So we just got to, like I said, pull together, next man up, and they got to be ready to go.
Marley Wagner, Academic Journal. Crowder said last night, sometimes his role is different, and some nights he feels good and some nights he doesn't. Do you think he's still sort of struggling to find out where he fits?
It could be a time. It's a new team for him. Like we said, if we're getting stops and playing with pace, that's when him and those guys get shots. And when we're moving bodies and moving the basketball. If we're not getting stops and we're bad defensively, that's when him and Jay and those guys struggle. So we have to get stops. We have to play with pace and speed. And, he has to take his open shots when available.
Eric.
Coach Eric Reed, Miami Heat TV. In this current stretch you're in, I think it's 6-12 since December 19th. What's been missing, and where are you guys at defensively?
Rebounding hurt us, and I think transition defense and one-on-one defense has been our Achilles heel, all season. So we got to do it better taking a one-on-one challenge. And, the better your one-on-one defense is, the better your team defense is. So that's probably been the toughest thing for us this season.
Tom,
what is it? Be following on the line. As far as defensive switches and rotations and such, how much of this is effort and energy, and how much is scheme?
I wouldn't say effort. I wouldn't say scheme. I just think we got to just be better. I think it's tough. The matchups that we have on the floor at times. Not having the best one-on-one defenders, but still we got to know that. Even if that guy's not the best defender, we got to help him. And then when a guy helps him, the other guy has to help him. So you see it 3 or 4 games, and then you see it go away 3 or 4 games. And we just got to continue to have that trust and continue to communicate.
Is Kevin in New York?
I'm not sure.
You guys know?
Let- let- let us know.
Okay. Do you dwell on being 30th in defense? I mean, is that when you think about your team and think about what you're trying to do?
Of
How
course,
much?
you don't want to be last in defense. I mean, you don't want to be last in any category, and it's tough. And you have myself and the coaches going through it every day, just trying to figure out the best possible thing for this team, and what we should do, and what we can do to help this team. And you never want to be last in any statistical category, but we got to continue to play. Forget about where we are now. Let's build going forward for these last 30 games or whatever we have left, and see if we can get better. Striving going into the playoffs.
And then my last one. We've talked a lot about Isaiah and his problems, with his getting back into shape and defensively, and the problems offensively. Why is it important to suffer with him now? What maybe at the expense of winning games? Why is it important for you guys to ride him out now?
I don't understand.
Play him the minutes that you're playing him, starting him, keep leaving him in his spots in the offense and whatnot. While he is struggling like this, why is it important to do that now?
I mean, he's our starter. I mean, what else are we going to do? I mean, he's our starting point guard, and I told you there's going to be times like this. And, only way he can, shoot the basketball better, get his timing better is by playing. And, I feel confident with Isaiah on the court once he gets himself going, gets his legs, and, it's just going to take some time. And it's a process, and he understands that. And he can't get frustrated with it because, as big as competitor that he is, it's not going to happen overnight. And he has to be okay with that. So, he's going to play his normal minutes. He's got to find his rhythm, and we're very positive he can do that.
Last question over to the left, Spencer.
Ty Spencer Davies, Basketball Insiders. Next man up. Who would you see in the second unit getting more minutes?